All right, we're going to do another obscure jam called Can't Hardly Wait by The Replacements and the legendary songwriter Paul Westerberg. And I'm going to do Justin Townes Earle's version of this just to make it a little more obscure and to guarantee that I make less money because, it's overrated. Who needs it? There's plenty of guys out there doing Stairway all day, showing you how to do Sweet Emotion. But who's going to show you how to do Can't Hardly Wait by Paul Westerberg and celebrate his awesome songwriting abilities? Me. And that's why I will be eating Campbell's soup tonight and not steak. For you. My sacrifice to you, everybody, is doing this song. I don't even want to do it that bad. I mean, I do a little because I like the song, but, I was hoping maybe I'd come home to some filet mignon and some wonderful wines and a back rub maybe. I don't know. But, nope. Campbell's and a Miller. That's it. All right. This has got some pretty easy chords, right? We've got a G, a C chord, and an E minor, as well as a D chord, but we do have a slight glimpse at a B minor in that last chorus, and I'm going to show you, as Greenhorn, some ways that we can simplify the B minor and do a couple easier versions while we're still learning some of our bar chords. All right, here we go. Can't Hardly Wait by Mr. Westerberg. This is Justin Townes Earle's version. Okay, here we go. Let's run through it, then we'll break it. Someone's got a stamp I can borrow. I promise not to blow the address again. Lights that flash in the evening through a hole in the drapes. Jesus rides beside me, never buys any smokes. Well, hurry up, ain't you had enough of this stuff? Ashtray floors, dirty clothes, filthy jokes. See your high All right, let's start off with this pretty simple riff that he's starting the song out with. And by the way, if you want to play with Justin, all you got to do is capo up on the 2nd fret and do the same thing. Okay, so all these chords and everything else will relate the same way. Just make sure you have 1 fret between your capo and your shapes, and you'll be good to go. All right, but I'm going to keep it open because it's just a little easier on old Jeff's voice here. Okay, so we're going to start out with this lick here. And you hear that throughout the song quite a bit from the mandolin and the guitar. And we start off by grabbing the 3rd fret on the B string, then open, then the 2nd fret on the G string, then open on the G, then 2nd, then open on the G. Alright, so I'm going to start out by opening up the song with that riff twice. Then I'm going to a C chord. And my strum pattern is going to be bass, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, up. So the same strum pattern for 24 frames by Jason Isbell, right? Except for the downbeat, we're grabbing the bass of the chord, right? Instead of a whole downstroke across all the strings, just one note, right? So we're going bass, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, up. Right, so for our C chord, our bass is on the A string. Okay, so we do 2 measures of that. 1, 2, and M4, and 1, 2, and M4, and then we're into the verse, and we're just going back and forth between G and C, 2 measures of each. Right, so if I grab my G chord, my bass is on the E string. Right, so I'm going bass, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up. Then to C, 2 measures. Right, so that's what I do in my verse is G to C, 2 measures of each of them. When I get into this chorus, I'm going from D to E minor to G, and this is the first chorus. Back to D, E minor to G. And now there's 2 measures of C, but for a little bit more interest, I'm playing that same intro riff over those C chords instead, just to add a nice little additive to our arrangement, if you will. So it gives us a little bit more melodic interest. All right, so as I move through that chorus, my D chord, I want to make sure that for my bass note, I'm hitting the D string. So bass, down, up, down, up. Then E minor, I hit my low E string closest to my chin. Bass, down, up, down, up. Then my 2 G chords, just like we were doing. Right, and then I repeat D, E minor, to G, 2 measures, and then 2 riffs. Okay, and then I'm back in to the verse. Same thing, going from 2 measures of G to 2 measures of C. Now, coming up, I have this next chorus, and I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. D, E minor, to G, another G. Then D, E minor, then I'm going to let 1 measure of G ring out. And then back to my strum pattern for a G, right? So real slow, all I want to do is where it says let ring, or on that second line of the chorus when you go to the G, you're just going to strum once and let it ring out for 4 beats. So D, E minor, to G. 1, 2, 3, back to the strum. Now I have a little solo interlude where I'm going from C, right? And normally that's where that part's playing. So I'm just playing through that solo interlude. C, bum, 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 the G, bum, 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 bum. Another C. Yeah. Now I'm going to go through the chorus again. This one's going to be a little bit longer. D, just like we're doing E minor, 2 measures of G. Right. And I'm going to repeat that same line, D, E minor, double G's, 2 measures. And then the third line, I'm going D, E minor to B minor. Right? There it is. And one way that we can simplify that as greenhorns without having to do a bar chord is we can do this easier version where I'm just grabbing 3 strings with my index on fret 2 on the high E, my middle finger on the 3rd fret on the B string, and my ring finger on fret 4 on the G string. Right, and I'm going to use my bass note as the G string here, right? So I'm going bass, down, up, bass, down, up, down, up. Okay, so I could use that as an easy B minor, or I could just do a power chord here where I put my index finger on the 2nd fret A string, my ring finger on the 4th fret D string, and my pinky beneath it. And I could strum through strings 5, where my index is right now in my left hand, through string 2, 1 string below the above the high string rather, right? So string 1, 2, and strum just those strings. And I can get a close B minor approximation, but not quite. But it's an easy way to get through it if we're just learning. Okay, so no shame in that, right? So we're going to go D, E minor, and an easy B minor. Or D, E minor with the power chord E minor. Okay, all right, so then our next line, another D, E minor, G, G, double G, and then we're just adding on some C's to G's at the end of the chorus. So it's kind of an extended chorus. No, I can't wait. Back to G, then to C. Right. And then I'm going to let this G ring for a measure, then back to it. So that extended chorus, we're just adding on 2 measures of C, 2 measures of G, repeat, 2 measures of C, 2 measures of G, with one of those G's ringing out before we get into the strum pattern, and then 2 C's where we can do the lick. And then we're finishing off with that similar chorus progression going from D, E minor to G. That's how you do I Can't Hardly Wait by Paul Westerberg, and this is closer to Justin Townes Earle's version. All right, everybody, enjoy this song. I think it's really cool. Love Paul Westerberg's stuff. Replacement stuff is cool too, so if you get a chance, if you don't know about it, give it a listen. All right, see you in the next lesson.